Hey, good morning. You know, part of the mayor race is deciding who's different. Think about it. I lived in 11 different cities, moving around, renovating real estate projects, millions and millions of dollars of projects. I've had to reinvent myself. And really, you got to reinvent yourself every day if you want to stay, if you're an entrepreneur. But being from Topeka and the values that we have here, our work ethic, that's what made me successful in all the other towns I lived in. And when I was down in Florida, what was nice was I knew where I didn't want to live. And today I know I don't want to live in LA. And I don't want to live in California politics. I've never wanted to live in New York, and I never would want to live under New York politics. But I'm telling you, the difference between me and the other guy is right here. It's your sphere of influence. So you can chastise me about making a comment about his wedding yesterday. I congratulate him on being able to be married. I didn't have much luck at it. Gave it a shot. Look, Tuck's office is right there. And Tuck has been, I think, an expert of putting together executive directors of not-for-profits. I don't really know much about his law practice. I know he's a lobbyist for the wine and spirits. You know, what a better place to have an office. But right next to it is the League of Municipalities. Look, you guys, you've got to understand, the other guy is paid to think the way he thinks. He gets a paycheck because he's told what to do and how to go about it by the League of Municipalities. This is why a lobbyist shouldn't be our mayor. Look, if you determine I shouldn't be your mayor for whatever reason, well, he drank 10 years ago, or whatever. Boy, he sends out weird tweets on X, or whatever. He's just a weirdo. Okay. Just think how Lincoln was a weirdo. Hey, he's no longer a Tory. What's this Republican Party? I ain't putting myself in the league of Lincoln. I'm just saying, hey, I'm different. Yeah. But my sphere of influence is being able to put real estate deals together. I've been doing it for 46 years. But really big real estate deals too. That's why I can sniff a bad deal. But think about it. If you go from there to there to there to city council, hey, I'm looking at where we started after the Civil War. Samuel McClure right there at the First Presbyterian Church. Oh, Brian Falk. I had a great meeting with Brian Falk. He said something. Well, number one, he usually says nice things like, man, it's going to be cool you being the mayor. Stuff like that. Which I love. That's nice. Look, that's kind of cool. But Brian said something yesterday. Look, no matter what happens with this race, I hope you stick around. This is my home. I'm not going to let anybody counsel me or run me out of my town. Some of the stuff I do today, I feel like I'm the mayor today. And we got a lot of work to do around here. We got to get the Citizens Commission going, because we need to reevaluate how we govern. You know, we've got to get the people involved. You think about it. We can just allocate all the liquor and alcohol tax that comes into this community towards Carrie Higgins and her projects, and we can go from $700,000 to $2.1 million. We're just going to have to tell the county they're going to have to figure out where to come up with $700,000. I'm just saying it can be done. And but I just think it's a bad idea. And yes, I'm a salesman whether I like it or not. And I'll ask anybody anything. It's true. But we deserve better as citizens. Starting with the $125 million in sales tax. Oh, Jim, if you watch this. And here's one thing I will tell you. I've learned how to organize all my stuff. So you will have, because you do all this research, you put it out there, and then I talk about it like everybody knows what I'm talking about. But I do my best to do my own research. The Cora requests, the Cora requests aren't getting answered the way I want them answered. And Marcus Miller doesn't get it. He absolutely doesn't get it. Because I think it's the state law to have the board of directors of Go Topeka, who administer by contract $125 million. Baby, they may not be doing it right today, but as mayor, they're going to do it right tomorrow, because I'll be at the meeting. But no, Brian, they're not going to run me out of town. Nobody's going to run me out of town. If my research any of my research people, it'd be nice to go back and find on my Facebook page where I posted the lease for Go Topeka at Cody Foster's building and the construction contract. But the lease alone makes that building worth about $4.7 million at a 6% cap rate. And the cap rate might be a little low, but when if Topeka never changes, you could actually lower it even more. Because as long as we keep giving Go Topeka $5 million a year, that lease is solid. Go Topeka should just evaporate. Jetto can evaporate. We can do the same thing. If the chamber has some bright idea and they want to bring it forward, we'll let them compete with everybody else. That's why the Uniform Development Agreement is important. Henry McClure live. Running on caffeine and resentment. It's kind of funny. I'm live.